You know, I heard Commissioner Hart use an expression the other day, and it was really coined by Kirby Gotze. And I had never thought about it, but it's so true for this area. And that expression is that Central Georgia has the gift of geography.
Yes.
The gift of geography. And what that means is that we are positioned to do a lot of things and making a lot of accomplishments and attract a lot of people, including visitors and industries. So I'm so happy today to have the young lady who is the president and CEO of the Convention and Visitors Bureau that's located in the location that has the gift of geography. And I'm very happy to be able to do this interview because it's kind of, to some degree, a well-kept secret as it relates to the functions and the activities and the programs and the contributions that the Central Georgia, Macon-Bibb County Visitors and Convention Bureau makes to this community. And it's Convention and Visitors Bureau, CVB. And I'm saying that to remind myself.
Okay.
Because sometimes I said VCB, but the correct pronunciation, the correct name is Convention and Visitors Bureau. This young lady, who's the president and CEO, is Miss Monica Smith. How you doing?
I am doing great.
And I'm just very excited about the kind of information that we are going to impart to the community, which is going to result in improved knowledge and improved activities and improved visitations and improved conventions and improved family reunions.
That's our goal.
of the community. This is a call to action.
A call to action.
This is a call to action.
A call to action.
And I'm your host, Alex Habersham, and as I said, we have Miss Monica Smith, and I'm so happy. I've kind of seen her workings in the background. I know that you're working on boards and with a lot of committees, but your primary function is to head up this organization. So before we talk about what the organization does, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about myself. I actually have roots here in Macon that I did not find out about until I was making the decision with my family to move here. But my grandmother, one of my grandmothers in Jacksonville, let me know that my great-great-grandmother was from Macon, Georgia.
Oh, wow.
So, and actually my great-great-grandparents actually met and married here.
Oh, wow.
And in Macon. So that's interesting background history. But I was born in Jacksonville, Florida, grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, attended college in hotel administration, hospitality management at Cornell University, and right out of college started my career in this industry. So it's been a great industry for me. Probably about 5 years into my career, I actually started working exclusively for, or specifically with Convention and Visitor Bureaus across the country. And I really love it. I mean, this is an industry where no day is ever the same.
Right,
we have an opportunity to meet and help and assist people from all walks of life, from all parts of the world. So it's a privilege and an honor for me to actually be here in Macon and have an opportunity to lead this organization.
Well, as a chairman of the official welcoming committee,
Okay.
although it's a little late, I can almost say welcome home.
Right.
Based on the roots that you have in Macon. Let's talk a little bit, and I want everybody to kind of listen to this, because this institution can play a major role in the economic, social, and genealogical, advancement of our community because of what it does and the kind of functions in which it partakes. So tell us a little bit about the function of the CVB.
Well, the CVB is essentially the destination marketing organization for Macon and Bibb County. And what that means is it's our job to sell and market Macon as a destination to visitors, whether they are leisure travelers coming on their annual vacation or girlfriend's getaway or guys getaway, what have you, whether it is tour groups that are coming in on buses that have been coordinated either through travel agencies or church groups or school groups that are doing tours across the state, and then also the meetings and convention industry. So
That's a well-kept secret. And I interrupt you because I think that we need to emphasize that. You know, I had never thought about it like that, but destination marketing, which means that we want them to come here.
we want them to come
We
here.
want to bring them to Macon, Georgia.
Right.
Right.
And I think that's a really important distinction is a lot of times we might be asked, well, why isn't the CVB involved with this specific event or that specific event? And our role really is to, we want to promote the events that are going on here locally and work with our members and partners that are putting on events and have attractions and services available for the benefit of not only the residents but also for tourists. But really our role is to bring the people in.
Yeah.
And we define a tourist as someone that lives more than 50 miles from the destination. So our goal is to bring them from far in, because we know if we bring them from farther away, they're going to stay longer,
Right.
spend more money, and generate additional revenue for our community. And one of the key messages that not only our CVB team and board of directors is trying to communicate, but also in conjunction with our partners like the Chamber of
Right,
Commerce
right,
and
right.
all of that, is that tourism is economic development, and our industry nationwide has not really necessarily done a good job in promoting that message. We've kind of been referred to as the travel industry as the silent industry, but in our community alone, the last research that on economic expenditures tourism supports over 3,200 jobs in
Wow.
Macon and Bibb County.
Wow.
And generated over $250 million in tourism
You did say
expenditures. Million.
Okay.
And so in terms of tourism expenditures statewide, we actually ranked 10th in the state. So I thought that was pretty amazing. Out of the 159 counties, we ranked 10th.
Yeah.
So it is important business and significant business, and we do have a lot of partners and community leaders that are working with us that continue to promote Macon as a place that people should want to visit.
Let me tell you something that's often overlooked in our community, and that is there are a lot of activities, organizations, and institutions that everybody can help.
Right,
You know, there are things that everybody can do
right,
to improve our community. Now, I'm going to kind of admonish part of the community leadership, because too often we're up on a high level with everything. Like, you know, when we put people on boards, we want the high executives and the people who making plenty of money or things of that nature. But I think we have to keep in mind that the grassroots individuals of our community can play a major role. And I think they will play more of a major role if, in fact, their assistance was solicited. So I think, and the thing that kind of struck me is that you said, you know, like school groups and organizations and tour buses and family reunions and things of that nature. And I think that maybe the community is not familiar with, if in fact I wanted to have the Habershams in Macon, Georgia for a family reunion, a lot of people don't realize the resource
that we are.
of the CVB in being able to assist not with anything.
Right.
With anything. So if in fact one is interested in attracting, you know, like somebody from a school or some, I started to say old folk, but that would be
We'll
self.
take the old folks. The old and the young.
Monica, that'd be self-indictment. So I don't want to indict myself. So I think it's important, if you would, to kind of reach out to the community and indicate the kind of assistance with whatever projects and activities, you know, that the CVB can provide in offering assistance because it's for everybody. You know, a lot of times people think that, well, I can't go in there or I can't get in help with my project.
Right.
And the way it takes a village, you know, to move the community forward. And I think this is an avenue. And she just mentioned that it's $250 million in revenue that comes, you know, into Central Georgia.
Right.
And 3,200 jobs. Is that what
3,200 jobs.
Yeah,
And we wanna
yeah.
grow it. And
That's significant. And we all can play a role in trying to uplift the community economically. So talk a little bit about, if you would,
I will.
you know, how it can reach out to everybody, and there's not anything necessarily too small to inquire about. I heard you say
There-
destination too, like for a honeymoon or whatever. Are you saying that this would be?
There definitely are plenty of weddings that we are assisting, and whether it be residents of Macon where their kids are coming back and want to get married here, or things of that nature. So there are a couple things that come to mind in terms of our outreach through the community. I mean, first of all, we encourage anybody who is planning any type of event that could use a hotel or a meeting facility or would want access to an attraction to give us a call. There really is no group that's too small. We will help. We're here to help people, especially local folks that want to bring either state, regional, or national conferences to Macon. So there are a couple of things that we've done and will continue. We realize that we're really blessed not only with geography, but we're blessed to have as many colleges and universities in this community as we do, which quite frankly factored into my decision to come here. And the reason why I say that is because we know that those professors and staff members are professionals that are involved in professional associations. They're probably also involved in some civic associations or fraternities and sororities or things of that nature. And those are all opportunities, business opportunities for us to attract those meetings and seminars and events and things like that. So we've done some outreach to Mercer University last year. This year we'll be meeting with Central Georgia Tech in a couple of weeks, connecting with Wesleyan College, and we want to have access to the faculty and staff to basically let them know if you're interested in bringing your association meeting to make it, call us.
Right.
We'll do the heavy lifting, help you prepare the proposal, bring the folks on and have them do a site inspection of the hotels and the facilities in the city. We'll do what we need to do to help you showcase your home as a great place for a meeting and convention. The other thing that we'll be doing in the next couple of weeks is what we call our reunion workshop. And that's for the folks that are responsible for planning their high school reunions, their family reunions, their college reunions, military reunions. And there are a lot of resources that are available to those groups. And yes, the budgets may be limited, but that's what we're here for, to help them find the facilities that best meets their needs.
Now, let me tell you something. That's a well-kept secret, because I guarantee you during the summer there would have to be hundreds of reunions in Macon, Georgia.
Right.
And here's a resource.
Here's a free resource.
A free resource. That's important, that can assist individuals. And as a matter of fact, I guarantee you that there are people who would like to bring their family to Central Georgia, but they think because of some logistic challenges, getting the hotels and finding things for their family to do, they are reluctant to do so. So it's important, I think. This is a call to action.
A call to action.
And I'm your host, Alex Habersham, and I'm so excited and engaged in what we're talking about. Until I wanted to think that I need to reintroduce my guests for those of you who are just joining me. We're going to talk some more about family reunions and what CVB can do to assist you when we come back. We'll be right back. This is a call to action.
A call to action.
And I'm your host, Alex Habersham, with the Director, President, CEO of the Convention and Visitors Bureau, Ms. Monica Smith, who has some heritage here in that lineage, however you pronounce it, because her great-grandparents are from Macon. So I'm glad to know that. And we are discussing here all of the advantages and the roles and the function of the CVB. And it's just absolutely exciting because I used a couple of expressions in our earlier interview. Number one, we got the gift of geography. And number two is that everybody, it takes a village. Everybody can play a role in improving our community. So we were talking some about the functions and how the CVB is here to assist everybody. And the other key thing that I want to reiterate before we talk about what Ms. Smith and her fine staff can do as it relates to attracting people to Macon and making this a destination is that, business is important.
Right.
And we're always happy to bring businesses into the community. And it's kind of a well-kept secret, though it shouldn't be, and it's not deliberate, that the CVB is here to assist businesses also, not only as it relates to bringing, a convention here for your business or for your organization, but also to assist, major and not so major companies in coming to Macon and becoming familiar with the place that's the gift of geography and help logistically and mechanically with some of the necessary things that have to be done in order to locate here business-wise. You want to talk about that?
I will, and 5 things kind of come to mind when we talk about the nature of what we're doing in terms of attracting visitors or business conventions or association conventions and things of that nature. You talked about the gift of geography, which we refer to as really accessibility. Is it easy for us to get there from the airport, from the train station, what have you? So people want to know that when they're traveling, is it accessible? The second thing they want to know is, are there the appropriate accommodations for their meeting or for their family reunion, things of that nature? Are there attractions that would be of interest to folks after the meeting is over or as a part of a team building exercise or things of that nature? And then also, how affordable is it? So those are some of the points that we are constantly trying to communicate when we're selling to groups or tour operators or even the individual leisure traveler. And those are all great assets that Macon and Bibb County have. We have accessibility. We have phenomenal attractions in this community. Sometimes are not recognized for how
I think you ought to take a minute to just talk about, I remember that one of the best things that has happened in Central Georgia and Macon is that they had this program, Be a Visitor in Your Own Hometown, which really reflected how many attractions and events and museums and what have you. And then that may, Ms. Smith, just if we talked about them, that may serve to encourage people who say, well, I don't want to bring my family here because there's nothing to do.
And
I believe
that's the number one objection. I think that where the community can really help is to let's stop saying that. There may not be something on a specific night that you personally are interested, but there are several things that are going on in this community, whether it be downtown or on the college campuses or in other parts of Bibb County that are available for residents and visitors alike to take advantage of, a variety of resources. And there are other people from Florida and South Carolina and throughout Georgia that are coming here to take advantage and experiencing the wonderful attractions and resources that we have that sometimes our residents don't. And one of the other things I wanted to say, and I think is really important, because we talked about tourism being economic development and not only providing a resource to more social or family related meetings and things of that sort of thing, but also the business community. And really, from a convention and business perspective, the role of the CVB is a bridge, and it's a bridge between our clients, who are the tour operators and meeting and convention planners, and our partners, which are primarily small business owners or small nonprofit institutions here in Macon. And we're trying to match the needs of the client with the services being provided by the local businesses. And that's what we're trying to facilitate and help our partners to begin collaborating with each other on events, on marketing, things of that nature, along with the CVB resources for marketing and a sales effort in order to help sustain their businesses on a local level. And I think that's a really important message that I wanted to share with you, and I think it's important for the community. So I would encourage anyone who is thinking about bringing a visitor to our community. We've had folks from the Board of Education and some of the other financial institutions and utilities and things of that nature, that when they're trying to recruit high-level executives, sometimes they'll say, Monica, we're going to bring a couple folks over. We want them to see what Macon has to offer. They come into the visitor center. We send them off with a visitor guide and a goodie bag. So they have a welcoming sense of this community and all that it has to offer when they're making a decision if they're going to accept a position here. So those are the kind of things that we try to do. And I would encourage the community, don't think your event, meeting, seminar is too small. Call us and we'll let you know what free resources we have to offer you in promoting your event, planning your event, executing your event, connecting you with the tourism related vendors and attractions and things like that would help to make a successful either vacation or reunion or conference here.
And the other thing that's very important that I think that is often overlooked, but when recruiting businesses here, if in fact a major corporation or a small business is interested in coming, the Macon-Bibb County or to the general area, then I'm sure that CVB plays a major role in selling the community. And that's why sometimes, I probably overemphasize the fact that it takes a village, and even in your neighborhood, because there are all kinds of things that affect the decision of a corporation or a small business, to come in, and everybody benefits. Sometimes, when we say $250 million, we think that we don't benefit, but we do.
We do benefit.
Because they contribute to the tax base. They pay sales taxes.
And one thing one of the things that I've shared with my staff in terms of how we welcome guests to come into the visitor center, we don't know who the visitor is. The visitor could be the CEO of a company that's looking to relocate here. They could be someone that has the opportunity to bring a group of 1,000 children here for a conference. We don't know, so we need to treat, that's one of our things, make sure that we're hospitable to anybody that walks through the door. If we can serve them, we will serve them. If we need to recommend them to someone else, we will provide those resources. But that's really one of our focuses. And I think, we have a special opportunity in that we help sustain the attractions and the resources that are here. So not only visitors benefit, but that improves the quality of life for the citizens. And then we also have an opportunity to help small businesses stay in business. If we can help them to promote their business to the hundreds and thousands of visitors, millions of visitors actually traveling through this state on a regular basis. So.
Well, now, how are we doing with the numbers as it relates to the people who come? I mean, I know that it's 10th, but, so are we doing fairly well? One, and two, what can not only the community, but individuals do to kind of help us, to help us, help you and your organization, help the community to, to attract more visitors and make this, image is everything. And that's why I talk to these young kids. That's why I talk to the neighborhood organizations and to the churches and all these institutions that can influence the image of Central Georgia, and we all should play a role, and it can be better, if we just don't sit idly by.
Well, to answer your question, in terms of the traffic, we're doing pretty good. We would like to be doing better, and I think the uncertainty in the economy has impacted travel, but we're hopeful that things will improve going forward. And at this point, we're poised to remain aggressive in trying to, in terms of our efforts to get more business to this community. What the community can do is, number one, use us as a resource. There's no need for folks to be calling 15 hotels and trying to run the 5 or 6 different attractions. I mean, we are a one-stop shop for helping to provide availability, rates, and other information regarding the facilities and hotels and the attractions in this community. So they could use us as a resource to be able to spend their time on some other things and coordinating their events. The second thing I would say is you are absolutely right. Image is important. And you know, I've been involved with the transportation spots. Right. We got to address the transportation in opportunities here and issues here so that we continue to make it not only a great location in terms of the central of the state, in terms of the central location in the state, but that our highways and byways are safe for people to use. The other thing is really beautification. I love the beauty of this community. And we've got to make sure that we do our parts to get the trash up off the highways and byways and make the community more beautiful from all of the major gateways into Macon. So it's attractive in that people want to stop. And I think another thing that the community can do is we must support the small businesses that are involved in the tourism and hospitality industry.
Right.
And so we've got to patronize our local businesses and encourage other folks to patronize our local businesses. And I think we do need to have, as a community, a positive focus on the positive attributes of this community and promote those, because there are people from around the world, not around the nation, but around the world, that are in awe when they come to Macon and look forward to coming back.
Now let me tell you something, and you can mention some other attractions, but let me tell you why we are mighty important and why we are just beginning to be on the brink of what we can be as a community and as a destination location. And oftentimes we forget about it. Otis Red,
yes,
Lil Richard, and the Allman Brothers.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You know, that's powerful as it relates, and that's a pretty good selling ticket as it relates to selling our community and the history of it. Additionally, you know, there are so many beautiful structures.
Yes,
my business is very close to the Catholic St. Joseph.
Okay.
You know, and I see people all the time taking pictures. So this is a wonderful community, and we can move very forward in making it better if and all we join in and participate. Now, what about membership? Are there any opportunities for volunteerism? Because
yes, there
are several things. You know, there are several people who really want to help, but they're not asked. Why don't you ask them?
I'm asking. If you have a heart of service and love to provide outstanding customer service, we would love to have you as a volunteer in our visitor centers. And we particularly need people during the spring season as we prepare for all of the festivals that are taking place. So that we can provide superior customer service. We will be launching a new destination customer service training program that we want anybody that's even remotely related to the tourism industry, or who has an opportunity to come in contact with the visitors, whether you be at a gas station, at a restaurant, at a grocery store, what have you, in the hotels and the attractions. We want as many folks to come through our customer service training that we're doing in conjunction with Central Georgia Tech, the Georgia Chamber, Main Street, Macon, and I Love Macon. And then in terms of membership, we are proud to have 120 members, as well as other community partners, but this is a very affordable membership with several benefits and marketing opportunities to visitors at a pretty nominal price. So we would encourage any business that's related to restaurants, is an attraction or entertainment venue, a nightclub, a transportation company, to contact us about membership.
And they may contact us by?
They may contact us by calling 478-743-1074. and asking for Kristen Simonton or visiting our website at visitmacon.org.
This is a call to action.
A call to action.
I'm your host, Alex Habersham, having interviewed Ms. Monica Smith, who is the president and CEO of the Macon-Bibb County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Don't just stand there, do something. You can help, you can volunteer. No longer can you say, I don't have anything to do. You can help a whole lot, not only with this, but other activities going on in our community. This is a call to action.
A call to action.
I'm your host, Alex Habersham. Have a great day.
www.maconblackpages.com